G'day mates, welcome back to Pharaoh. So we're heading in today. Last time we did, whatever that one is, Het down the south here. We built up a military fort and it was the final episode, or the final mission of the Middle Kingdom. Today we're doing the sister mission. We're doing the companion to Het. We're going to do Bubastis. Now Bubastis, Egypt's crown jewel. This sounds like a pretty difficult building mission. We're going to see how this ends up when we get in there.
Most royal Pharaoh. With robust trade routes firmly in place, we should now show Egypt what success and wealth can bring. Bubastis provides a perfect location for such a city. We can protect our valuable trade routes to the east, while paying homage to Bast, who has watched over Egypt. Bast's city should be like no other in Egypt. It should be as lovely as the lotus flower, blooming forth with entertainment, schools, libraries, and places of worship. Its citizens should be well supplied with the finer things, including imported incense. When complete, Bubastis will be the jewel in the twin crowns. While you are building this glorious city, pay heed to the storm rising in the east. The thundering of horses' hooves are heard throughout Canaan, and lightning-quick chariots are laying waste to all in their path. These formidable chariots, the likes of which have never been seen anywhere, are driven by the Hyksos warriors. Already, storm clouds have been spotted on the Egyptian horizon, and you should steel yourself against the impending danger.
Well, there we go. They've mentioned the Hyksos warriors again. This could be an interesting little story point, might be coming up in the near future. Now, the important thing to know, or a couple of important things, be have a quick look up here before we duck into the city. For palatial estates, we're required to get the top level of housing for them. On top of that, we need a prosperity rating of 85, which is huge. We've never encountered anything like that before. And a culture rating of 85. I don't think I've ever had culture that high. Sabu needed like 60 or 65, and that was pretty difficult. But we're going to have to build a massive, massive city. Actually, no, we're not. That's interesting. There is no population requirement here. So it's only the housing and the prosperity and culture. Very, very interesting. Anyway, let's dive on in and see what we've got to find. Okay, it's a very beautiful green, lush area. There is, it appears to be, no non-watered areas on the entire map. No desert at all, although it's getting a bit deserty down here. So, oh, this is tricky. Can we cut wood? Yes, we can cut wood. And it's also hiding, granite flax, very nice. It's also hiding, this timber is covering all the good farmland. We do have, floodplain farming down here, so that will not really be a major problem. We can get probably a fair bit of food in here. I think we can double up most of the time there. That's a good. And along here we can get at least one sort of row. But none of the meadow farming is going to be accessible without cutting through all of our beautiful, beautiful timber. We may well need that timber for... Can we export it? Probably. I'll figure that out. Buys lots and lots of timber. And weapons again. Seems to be we can get back into that again. Yeah, okay. We can export a lot of timber. Alrighty. So I'm going to have a poke around. I'm going to figure out how this map... Actually, I'll go to the raw materials first. We get clay pits. We cannot get beer. But we can get linen, cattle ranches again. Grain and cattle ranches. They're hunting. Okay, there's fishing and hunting. So it looks like there is... We can hunt these things over here. And probably make papyrus as well. Yes, papyrus as well. Tiny bit of farmland here. Well, I don't know if we can use that. What's that? Don't know. It's a meadow. So there's a little bit of game meat we can hunt. We can do some fishing. There is a lot of food available on this map. And gods, how are we going for gods? We've got Osiris, Ptah, and Bast. Bast, of course, our patron. We are building Bubastis, the city of Bast, I suppose. And yeah, okay, with that... Okay. 2 big obelisks. Okay, with that, I'm going to go plan my stuff out, and I'll see you on the other side. Alrighty, and here we are. I've got the first basic outline. We've got 3 housing blocks set up. We've got one here, which is essentially the same as this one here, but it's got a couple of bits already drawn around the outside in preparation. So I plan on cutting into this food here. These little flying things, where they are birds of some sort. Birds, okay, that's very generic of them. And I'll also be able to cut into the, what do you call it here, the reeds. Be able to get the marshland. I'll go over here and get this stuff as well. And I'll be able to throw down a dock very nicely there because all the exports will be via water exports. Now, I've got a little space here as well for the festival square. I'm actually really hoping that this is going to look beautiful. I'm going to try and make this city look very nice because it is going to be our, I guess, our big cultural city. I don't know exactly what we're going to do with it. But over here, we've got the beginnings of our housing block. This is going to be feeding all the people to actually cut down our timber. We can get a lot of woodcutters over here. We can throw a whole bunch down here. And I'll be able to use getting warehouses to hopefully bring them over here somewhere so that we can export the timber very easily because it's quite far away. So hopefully that the logistics there will actually work out. Now you can see here I've done this one a lot of times before. This is where we're going to put one of our monuments, our big ass obelisk. At least the first one will go right there. And in here I've actually left space for a pavilion. Now I have roadblocked it for the time being, but I'll be able to throw a pavilion either here or here. Either one of the two will work. And currently, as it stands, this should be, I believe, the shortest walker, which is the water supply walker, will walk 25 squares. So they should be able to go from any one point and get halfway along, and they should continue walking around. And that should, basically cover everything. If it doesn't, I may have to throw down 2 of everything. So it's just a little bit too big, but I did want to have some gardens on the inside as well, just to keep the houses leveling up properly. But anyway, I'm going to cut back once we've got some people moved in and the industry is kicking over. Okay, population is beginning to get out of control, which is very nice. We should have a fair bit of unemployment. There you go, 30%, 95 unemployed, very nice. We can begin moving into food in the near future, but we actually have some exports. Haven't ducked into debt just yet, and we should have all of these ready. These are 2 getting warehouses. You can see them trundling along. Each one carries 400, so that is a lot. That's what's that? That's 1,600 we can pull over in one go, one trip. So we're going to open up to what are we going to get? You'll buy weapons and wood and sell us beer. You will buy a little bit more from us. I'm actually going to buy, open from you first, and we're going to begin exporting the timber. Export, whatever, immediately. Now, I'm not sure if we're going to have any military with this one. I probably should be prepared, but I don't know, I'll burn that bridge when I get to it. For the time being, though, we have just a little bit of money, not very much at all. This is a little bit of a worry here, but we have enough manpower now, I guess enough staff power, to start heading over. I'm actually going to get rid of that. I don't need any more people to move in. I've more than enough. We're going to move over here and we can actually start tapping all this beautiful stuff and making papyrus, and we should be able to export that as well. I'm getting a little bit tight over here, but if I start moving the food maybe over this way, I think we'll be better off. Alright, our cash is just through the roof. This is the second one we've had. That's 220. No, it's 2,200 we've sold off so far out of 4,000 maximum. We have just loads of cash coming. I mean, it's only March, so we've got a long time until next year. But we're selling off all the timber we can get, and I think we're clear cutting the forest. Yeah, so we're basically overcapitalizing here. So the rate that we are gathering will not stay consistent for much longer. It's already getting further and further they've got to travel, and these ones they've cut will grow back at a fairly slow rate, although some of them are starting to pop back now. We may have enough timber, we may have enough. But either way, we're selling off lots and lots of it. We got enough papyrus coming in, we've got a bit more cash. I'll throw down more papyrus makers, and what we can do now is actually begin to export this beautiful, wonderful papyrus. Now we've already got the place open, so we are going to export anything straight away, go for it. And with that, we should be set for money for this entire mission. Eventually, we will begin to outstrip this. We can always move into linen. We can move into... What can we move into? So we can move into linen as well, and pottery. We can sell a lot of pottery. Weapons, I suppose, could be via import-export, but that really wouldn't be worth it, I don't think. And of course, these guys will buy even more timber from us. So we're pretty much set for life at this point. And towards the end of the mission as well, taxes will start making up a larger portion of our income as well. So we have no problems here. I'll be honest, I'm loving this city. There's just so much cash to build, the freedom to build things up. Knowing that I have to actually build up to the highest level really means I'm just experimenting a little bit. And the city, I think, is really taking shape. We've got the, what do you call it thing? The festival square is in place. The trade is booming like you wouldn't believe, and I'm prepared to actually start laying down the ground. I have laid down the groundwork for farms. There's already 2 farms placed, and unfortunately the flood got in the way, but I will have people will be fed on grain in the very near future. Well, this was a very interesting discovery. A zoo. We can actually build a zoo of some sort. I had no idea what a bloody zoo is. I can't rotate it. It's a big square building. I assume it's probably not very nice to live near. But it's an entertainment building, so maybe it contributes to culture and things like that. So, no idea. Anyway, we'll see what happens with that later on. There might be a something that requires it. Maybe the palatials will require it, or probably need it for culture or something. Who knows? And here we go, Market Lady is coming back, and we're going to be beginning our first feeding for our people. We have a small labour shortage. It's bigger than I thought, but it's not too bad. And with that, we're going to be able to level up our housing and take care of that very shortly. This city is shaping up to be very, very nice. Well, given the amount of cash we've got, we've just under 23,000 Debons, and we haven't even used our emergency funds yet. I'm going to throw down one of these babies. I was going to save it for the noble block, but that didn't really turn out too well last time. So I'm going to throw that right there, and I think once I begin to build things up a bit, it will sort of find its way worked into the city centre quite a lot better. Now this one here, Temple Home to Bast, will allow us to just have a quick look at that again. We've covered this before, but we'll go over it one more time for people who may be new to the channel. So what it'll do is allow our people, our priests of Bast, to walk around and heal the people and remove any plague, which is very useful down in these sort of wetland maps. You can actually get quite a bit of plague. And of course the Oracle of Hathor will allow people to have a much better city sentiment. So they will sentiment, if I can pronounce that properly. So people will be a hell of a lot happier, and we're unlikely to get a big exodus. So let's throw those down. We've got you there, and of course the Oracle of Hathor, the important one. So with that, we should be in a pretty good situation. I have thrown down the recruiter there, as you can see, because I've got a little tower over here that I'm using for hippo hunting sport. It doesn't really make a massive difference, but it just kind of keeps the population down a little bit. I may even throw another one over here somewhere. Can I fit one right there, actually? That's while I'm on camera. Yes, I can fit one right. No, I can't. Why can't I? As a person there, that's why. And then with that, I can throw down a tower. They will have to walk slightly around the outside, but that's fine. This will help to just control this this hippo problem we have over here. Okay, this is not good. We've got 11 months to dispatch troops to Gaza. What kind of troops do we need to send to Gaza? We need waterborne troops. That actually shouldn't be too difficult. I can throw down a warship wharf there and there. I can throw... Actually, I could probably even... doing stuff over here. I will explain it at a later date once I've got this under control. It's only going to be a small force, so I think I could probably get another warship wharf. Yep, there we go. That is a little bit tight. If we move this firehouse somewhere else, there we go. This should get it all nicely done. I'll put that firehouse there just to make sure. And I'm actually going to destroy all of these because I do not want, absolutely do not want the shipwright. I haven't got a shipwright down yet, have I? That is a problem. I'm going to do this. I'm going to knock out you, and I'm going to put a shipwright in there. It's a little bit tight, but I think we will get this all under control. Okay, well, certainly unexpected, but we've got everything back under control now. Let's have a quick look. We've got 4 more months to send off our troops, and we have 3 warships ready to go. So we'll send those 3 off, and it should hopefully take care of it. Now, they're going up to Gaza. Let's have a quick look. Gaza is up here somewhere, so we may actually be able to conquer Gaza in near future. It looks like Egypt is expanding its borders, so we might have some interesting trade coming on over there. And the heroes have returned. Excellent. We actually have a new trade route. Let's have a quick look at Gaza. You might have seen something in the background. Don't you worry, little heads, about that just yet. So Gaza will sell us incense, which is... well, it's exactly the same as what Puent will sell us, although they will sell us a lot more, and they can be opened up at a much cheaper price. I'm assuming this is one of those you only get one shot kind of things, where it makes it makes the whole city just a little bit more convenient. Anyway, I've sort of been hinting around this for a little while. I've been covering up, but I'm in the process of designing my my noble block. And I'm thinking of doing it on the north side of the city. I'm planning on having everything completely disconnected. You can also see the granite is gradually coming in very, very slowly. It's going to take a long time. But I'm beginning the processes here. I'm thinking I could have, what I'm thinking of doing basically is having sort of a road down here, up here, and like that. That can be the block there. And so that'll give us a little noble bit in the center. We can have 6 different houses, which should be overkill. We only need 4 of them, but that will be very, very nice up here. We'll have enough space, hopefully around the outside, to throw down everything I need. Now, in terms of food sources, these are probably all going to go under very quickly. So I might as well throw down, I don't know, I'll throw a granary there and a storage yard here somewhere just to get everything stored. You can store the flax for the time being, and you're going to store the grain. How are we going to do this? Grain. Fill up to halfway for now. Look, I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do this. It's going to be a little bit complicated. But the 3 foods, if you haven't guessed them, are going to be grain, meat, which I'm going to get from the, where are we, cattle ranges. I'm going to throw some industry up here somewhere. And then, of course, fish. Well, okay. Interesting timing. You're instead going to accept fish. Now, we've got more than enough fish coming in the near future. If this guy here gets his act together, we should have quite a few fishing wharves up and ready soon. Okay, there's quite a bit of planning that's gone into this, and I think we are currently in a good position.
I love the art of the deal.
We sort of have a little bit of a bottleneck here, so it may be worthwhile actually. Looks like everyone is... Yep, everyone's got their thing, so I can actually get rid of you, I suspect, and throw down another... Thank you, throw down another dock. Whack that dock right there. That should speed up the stuff. We are exporting and importing quite a lot of stuff. We've got beer coming in, and we are now getting everything over here. So all these warehouses should begin filling up. We've got some pottery being made. Eventually this will trickle back here. I'll probably actually keep the pottery production separate to, you know, on each side of the river. So this is going to be a very isolated little area over here. We've got meat, we've got fish coming in, we've got grain. Oh, with that, I think it's actually time to start throwing down... how are we going to do this? I'm going to actually knock out each corner piece here and throw a statue down. That'll allow me to control which direction they go, because I know that... I like the kitty cats. I know that... what's the word? I know that they will grow and expand into gardens, and I'd hate for them to start going, you know, looking ugly. They won't actually be able to overwrite a statue. So by throwing them in like that, we should have total control of how they develop. Got a bit of a sneaky request here. 2,400 wood. We've been exporting it very, very quickly. We can export nearly 8,000 units per year, so I haven't actually been stockpiling a huge amount. So we're going to have to wait a little while and get that taken care of. Again, not too difficult. It should be our main export good. So we're almost certainly going to be tapping it at this point of the mission. As you can see over here, things are developing up quite nicely. I should probably get on to plastering this up. I suspect we're not going to get to palatials without plastering everything. Especially these end bits, you can see they're not perfect. Everything looks to be good there. With the 3 gods down, we've got a smattering of all the different bits that we're going to need. I was in the process of throwing a city palace down. Might throw you up here. It's too big. Okay. How about I throw in my dynasty mansion? There you go. That will help to offset any of the ugliness generated by these buildings being just a little bit too close. Now the city palace I'd like to throw down somewhere as well. Thank you. I reckon I can get that one up there, and that'll look beautiful. So we've got a real noble quarters over here. Employees needed. That is not really a problem, because I've got so much more land over here that I can just tap down. So anyway, as I was saying, we've got enough things over here to really keep us going. I'm going to keep plugging down all the little bits that I'm going to need, and eventually we're going to be well sorted. Okay, time to throw down the bazaar, and then with that we should be able to basically finish this block off. It's not going to take us up to fancy residence level, because we do not have the, what do you call them, the luxury goods just yet. But I will burn that bridge a little bit later. I'm going to stop saying that. It is one of my favourite phrases, but I tend to overuse it a little bit. So this will hopefully level us all up very, very nicely. We are running a little bit low on employees, so I'm probably going to have to start pumping, what do you call it? I'm going to have to start pumping pottery into these areas down here just to make everything look nice. Alright, this is a very unexpected request. 8 weapons required within 18 months. We can do that, but we need to get the copper. Comes in from Sawu, and it comes in via land trade route, which is convenient. So I'm going to throw down a sneaky storage yard up here, accept all the copper and weapons we can possibly want, and I'll be able to take care of that and not even bother cutting back. Alright, at this point what we're going to need is jewelry or incense. We're going to need some luxury goods. So with that, we have here a yard that can hold luxury goods. We get up to 1/4 of them. So we're going to import... first of all, we're going to actually open up the places where we can get them from. Now, Gaza will sell us luxury goods. That's very, very nice. The other place, we're going to need 2 luxury goods. So, my understanding is someone, somewhere, will sell us what we need. There we go. Het will also sell us jewelry. So, we've got the 2 types of luxury goods. Now, I don't know if it tracks whether the houses actually have 2 types, but as long as there are 2 types coming into the city, they only need one source of the actual luxury good, whatever item it is. So we're going to import up until, let's say, 1600, and that will allow our getting warehouse over here to have the full complement, while we've got a full complement waiting down here in storage as well. Just a quick note over here, our cash has actually been plummeting. We were really, really high for a long, long time. I haven't been paying attention, and we are in not quite dire straits, but definitely we're on sort of the edge. So all the imports that I've been doing, the beer especially, and the fact that I'm not exporting anything other than timber and papyrus, is sort of causing a bit of a problem here. So hopefully we can get everything under control. I've basically begun taxing my people. Employees needed, excellent, doesn't matter. We will have more people shortly. Yes, excellent. So let's have a quick look. We can currently get, where's housing? We're city short by a number of employees. Housing can hold 420 more people, so we're going to take care of that very easily. But income's the problem. Now, I have donated $5,000 of my savings to actually get myself back up out of debt. I was very, very close to it, so I was actually in debt for a while. But our imports were costing $15,000. Last year, we earned $15,000 in income, so we've been losing money for quite a while. Hopefully though, our tax dollars are beginning to make up the difference here, and as these guys continue to level, and as these houses down here continue to level, we should be on a more even keel from here on out. 5,000 people living here. Now the thing to remember is Bubastis doesn't have a population requirement, so I don't want to get too big because my culture requirement is going to be massive, and that's going to be really shit as time goes on. Actually, that just reminds me, I'm going to need a Senate house as well, aren't I? Let's see if I can fit one of these baby. I wonder what the zoo does as well. Stick a Senate house, probably right there. It's unfortunate to knock out those 2, but we're going to need a Senate house to... Yeah, hopefully that won't disgust these people too much. I might have to throw some statues around them. That thing's expensive. Okay, here we go. The luxury goods are in the yard. They're waiting, they're ready, and should mean these guys will very shortly begin to level up. There you go, the market lady is going to get them. So with that, we should actually have our first low level. There we go, beautiful. And we also need more people. What is desirability? Really? Really? Oh, alrighty, okay. Well, they're not a problem with desirability, but it appears this end of town has some desirability issues, possibly because of the firehouses and all that, so I may need to relocate them around and play around with this just a little bit. Okay, the biggest problem we seem to be having is that I've not left enough space in between them. We can get up to what appears to be a modest state. There we go, 1 palatial. Okay, maybe the palatial here will actually buff up. Maybe not. I'm going to need to get some statues and things in here. I'm going to have to... what am I going to have to do? I'm going to have to do a lot of different things. I might have to statue this place up and hope for the best. Okay, at this point I've done the best I can. What I'm thinking about doing now is actually sacrificing this stately manor. If I cannibalize this one here and turn this little bit here into... you know what I really want to do? What I really want to do is actually throw down a large obelisk somewhere. That would look awesome. I don't know if I can really do it. I haven't planned this out properly. If I had more space, if I wasn't sort of wrapped onto the edge of the map, I might be able to... damn it, I should have done that. That would have been so cool. Actually, Actually, let me just think about this for a second. One darn tootin' second. I'm going to need 4 palatial estates. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, what say if Elegant Manor, if I got rid of... Better still, I would imagine I'll get rid of all of those. Now, if I threw down a large obelisk right there, I still have enough space around this corner here to throw in one of those babies there. And, you know, this might be possible. Desirability, you still need desirability. Let me think about this. This could be done. I can still fit in, let's see, a bit of variety. I'll put one of those babies there, and I actually quite like the seated ones. There we go, one of those there. Now, is that enough? It's still not enough. Let's have a quick look at desirability. There we go. So it's pretty good. The desirability around here is pretty good. We've got that that building there, the City Palace, or whatever you call it. Yeah, City Palace there, bumping things up, but it's just not quite enough to push it over. How are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? I'm not sure just yet. I'm going to have to really tinker with this for a while, but I'd love to get that obelisk in there and make this whole thing work. Okay, it was really tight. It was incredibly tight. I've been playing around. There's things that are looking a bit ugly. It's statues everywhere. But if you have a look at that, I can actually work it into a palatial housing block. These are all palatials. Palatial estate, palatial estate, palatial estate, and palatial estate. And with that, we're going to have ourselves some nice, big, beautiful obelisk right smack in the centre. This is my crowning achievement for the city. I'm very, very proud that I actually managed to work out in the end. Okay, I've thrown down my first ever zoo. Requires game meat and straw by the looks of things, and a fair chunk of employees as well. Has zookeepers with a supply of game meat before any animals can call it home. Okay, there we go. So we've got game meat in there and we've got straw. I have actually been collecting game meat over here just a little bit, just to supplement my food stocks. Although now that I have connected the cities up, we have more than sufficient food here. This one's always been living sort of flood to flood, but now they are well and truly stocked up. And oh yeah, I forgot about that linen. I actually should start exporting that linen. I think I brought it down a long time ago. Export anything over, say, 1600. That should be more than sufficient. Although I am going to need at some point to throw down mortuaries and all that. Culture is going to be the real struggle for this city. Currently, if everything, yep, prosperity is at 100%. Palatial estates, 4 out of 4. Kingdom rating is low, but I suppose I can start bumping that up gradually. And of course, culture, the big problem. I'm going to need a massive culture dump, I think, because I've got quite a few people. Zoos, perfect, that's no problem there. Senate houses, pretty good as well, although I may need a second one. Dancer stages, musicians' halls, jugglers' schools, and so on and so forth. They just get, that's a pain in the ass, those, but I have to get them done. Eventually, I'm going to have to find somewhere to do, so I'm sort of clearing out a little bit of an area over here. And again, I've got this massive military that I'm just not using. I could probably delete them and use this as the culture dump area. Alrighty, first obelisk is done. Let's have a quick peek at it. Oh, look at that. Absolutely stunning. Right in the middle. 4 palatial estates surrounding it. It's got the city palace over here, the dynasty mansion over there, some statues around it, all the different gods. This is an absolute triumph. I'm so glad I managed to build this here. It took a bit of finagling to get everything done, but I've got it in place. Now with that, we can immediately throw down the next large obelisk right there in the center. Now, I'm not going to need these storage yards anymore. So, what I can probably do with them is start turning this area into the culture dump that I need to actually make everything up. And in typical Pharaoh fashion, for some reason they've lost all access to pottery despite a completely full pottery yard over there. No idea why this happened, so I've thrown down another bazaar. I really think that is the only way I can actually avoid it at this time. It sort of happens periodically. This area up here lost it as well. And when you've got a city of this size, you really do need to be careful. Losing such a large chunk of people in one go can really start a death spiral if your unemployment's not good enough and all of a sudden you're not storing food. Anything can go wrong and shit can hit the fan very quickly with some of these bigger cities. Okay, struggling with unemployment, or with a lack of employment for quite a while. So yeah, we're holding together right now. I've thrown down another little housing block here. They're sort of in the process of leveling up, although they're sort of getting in each other's way, unfortunately. But a little bit of plaza can cure all of that. Now with that, that should give us, I think, sufficient employment for the near future. Let's throw a little. Where can we fit a courthouse comfortably? Probably fit one right there. That'll be very nice. So that will that'll give us enough sort of employment for hopefully the near future. As people begin to age, though, we're going to have other issues there. Now, of course, it comes down to jugglers again. I've thrown down a whole bunch more things there. We're looking at very good. Another Senate House will be useful in the near future, but we need more jugglers, and probably need all of these to go up a little bit higher. Okay, we're nearly there. The monument over here is nearing completion. There's only one more little bit that needs to actually be done. Not long. One more person should take care of that. Hopefully it'll work. I think it's been like that for a while. Hope it hasn't bugged out. Anyway, on the other end of things, the culture requirement is absolutely obnoxious. Absolutely shockingly obnoxious. We're getting there though. We only require a few more libraries. I'm also going to send wow, I got a lot of savings. Let's send a 30,000 Deben gift off to, the people of Egypt, and see it only go up by 10. That's massive, but they are the greedy masses by this point. Anyway, I'm going to keep plugging away with this. Basically building libraries everywhere. I've got, library here, which is leveled up this block because it doesn't have a scribal school. I've got, libraries being scattered throughout, and we're going to need more of them apparently, so I guess I'll just keep plugging away and putting more down. And we're back to those bloody jugglers again. Let's just have a quick look at that there. Perfect musician stage coverage, very good for those. We'll probably need another Senate House at some point before we can get up to very much higher, but apparently 18 juggler stages is just not sufficient. It could well be that there's just not enough shows going on, so I'll throw down another juggler school here and see if that improves it somehow. Okay, we need more libraries now. Now I'll tell you what, there are currently nearly just under 8,500 people living in the city, and there are 5 libraries serving those people. I live in a city of about 16,000 people. We got one crappy little library. I think it serves people pretty well. These ancient Egyptians, man, they must love to read. Oh, this is so obnoxious. Okay, I need more libraries. I got 7 working libraries. It's 5,600 people. Keep in mind, each one of these is 500 papyrus. So I've thrown down thousands and thousands of papyrus here, just trying to keep it all going. I've actually cut back on my number of potters, which may not have been a good idea, but oh well, I'm sticking with it for now. More wood. This Bubastis started off as a really good city. This was so much fun. It's reached that point though where it's almost like the Pharaoh developers just never actually played their city through to completion. Whoever thought that having 22 juggler stages was, was a good thing to have? Well, I don't think you programmed it very well. Anyway, onwards and upwards, we're going to keep going along. We're going to keep plugging away. I will get there eventually. We're not far off now. And ducking back here briefly, it looks like this has bugged out. The monument for some reason is completely bugged out. I don't know what's going on, but the stonemasons guilds are not working. I'm going to bulldoze them and rebuild them in the off chance that will somehow make it work. And if not, then I guess I'm going to have to bulldoze the monument and restart it. Nope, even clearing everything out around, I even removed this pavilion. Nothing appears to have fixed this 97% completed one, so it pains me to do it, but I absolutely have to demolish that monument and have to rebuild it. So far out. That's not good. Not very happy with that at all, especially because I'm so close to actually finishing this city, and I do have an aging population, so we may have a bit of a crash coming up in the near future. I'm going to keep on plugging away at this, but hopefully we can get there in time and not lose the entire city as I gradually re-import this granite again. Alrighty, here we go, round 2. Let's throw this obelisk down again and hope to God that it works. I'm actually going to throw it back slightly. I know I normally put it right up, it has to go in the center, but if I move this garden from the back here, move it back slightly, then this front area should hopefully have access, and maybe it won't glitch out like before. I do not believe it. We've run out of linen somehow, and I've lost my beautiful palatial estates. This city is unfortunately falling apart a little bit, and it fires. It's it's not going well. Let's put it that way. Things are not going very well right now. I think I can get it all back under control. We're not that far out. I've got a whole bunch more linen stuff being put down here, but more weavers should hopefully keep everything under control. If they don't, then we've got bigger logistical nightmares, because we're going to have to somehow keep the linen over here. I think it could be all the extra mortuaries in the city. There's a small chance that could have outstripped our supply, because I'm not exporting it. So maybe I just need to get everything back under control. Okay, the obelisk is done. Now, obviously, if it had worked last time, the entire city wouldn't have sort of collapsed as it has. Beer's not coming in. We've got major problems here. But hopefully I can get everything under control. It's, yeah, we're lacking a lot of people, but I think now that that's done, I'm going to keep working on the city. We're not far off. We're so very close. You have a quick look here. Culture has been completely maxed out. Prosperity is all that we need to fix there, and that will be done with the palatial estates. The monument will tick over very shortly, because there's nothing else we need to do in there. And of course, kingdom rating will tick up gradually as I send off gifts. So we're not far off there. We're not far off now, and I suspect we will be able to push through to victory very soon. Okay, the palatials are back now. What we've got to do is get our stuff up. Now, prosperity is being reduced due to labour shortages. So there is a very tricky little way I think I'm going to be able to do that. It's going to involve essentially, well, step one, let's get rid of all this stuff now. I know that is a lot, an absolute lot of stuff to just throw away. It was thousands of Debons worth of stuff there, but it's going to basically fix most of our labour shortage. Now, we still require a little bit more. What we can start doing is, what are you for? You are a linen one, okay. Yeah, going to have a problem there with the linen not flowing as well. What we can start doing though is essentially, I believe, knocking off a lot of our industry. Let's see how we're going. Labour shortages are still being a problem. We're currently short by 73 employees. So thank you, malaria is not helpful right now. If I get rid of a lot of these buildings here, we may actually be able to get back under control. With that, we currently have no employment problems, so therefore prosperity should be shooting right up. We've even got 1% unemployment, which is beautiful. So I'm going to wait for prosperity to tick up just a little bit more. And there we go, ticked over to victory. It was a bit unexpected. So what I'm actually going to do is continue governing for 2 more years, just in order to show everyone the city one last time. I'm going to do a quick run through. So let's have a quick look here. We've got over here basically the core of our city. This is where it all began. We've got the main sort of housing blocks in here, and all the industry. It's quite tightly packed in. There's not much room to maneuver. Of course, we could have a little bit more expanded stuff here, but I haven't knocked it all off. Again, over here, we've got this beautiful temple complex built right into it. I love building them into the city as much as possible. They're really big, and they do get in the way, but I think everything's looking quite nice. Over here, of course, we can there you go, throw in some gardens and make that all look very nice. And of course, there's a fairly unsightly, little culture dump over here. People in Egypt, they must love jugglers. I swear to God, it must be a juggler for every man, woman, and child out there, because it is just insane. There are so many juggler stages currently out there, and it's a real imbalance in the game. I think if they ever remade this, they would need to take care of that. We've got another little quick housing block down there, a little dirty housing block with common residences, so it's pretty good, although spacious residences as well, they're pretty good. Now up here, of course, we've got our beautiful palatial estates. They never actually got up to maximum people, and I don't know why that is. There's room for people to move in, and they're just not doing it. So, don't know, I never actually know what has this. They're all at 97, 98, got 100, 94. Maybe they got a breed, or maybe it's who knows. But again, we've got the large obelisk right smack dab in the center, looking gorgeous, and all this industry over here just to support them. So there is quite a lot of unemployment being tied up there, and of course all our farming, and over here where there are it's bloody more libraries than there are houses almost. But anyway, we are all done with that. I'm going to rush forward to the very end, and I will see you on the other side.
The gleaming city of Bubastis does credit to you, most capable Pharaoh, and to all Egypt.
Well, that mission was a lot of fun. I know I bitch and moan quite a bit, but a hell of a lot of fun, that mission. Really, really enjoyed it. Again, it probably went on just a little bit too long. 564 months is a long time. Mainly because of the glitch in the obelisk and a couple of other things, but in the end I got there. Problem solved, all done, and now that was a hell of a mission. And with that, we've actually come to the end of the Middle Kingdom. So join me next time as we head into the New Kingdom and we rebuild Egypt after, no doubt, another disaster of some sort. Take care, I've been Blxz. I'll see you guys later.